Hey there. Greetings. Welcome back. I'm GriffinGamingRPG, and we're back. Today's Thursday. What is the date? October 26th. October 26th. And it's been a busy week. It's been a busy weekend. And I'm just about maybe 90% back from recovering from CitizenCon weekend. But I hope you guys are having a good week. Socially, what's going on? How are you? Hope you're having a good Thursday. Boy, I've got to start talking before I come on this show. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. This week, this is Star Citizen this week, and we're going to be covering some of the things that have taken place this week. I'm still trying to get regrouped on all that's taken place since CitizenCon. This past weekend, folks are still, at least from when I look at my Twitter or my X feed, I still see people still talking about the weekend. People are still saying what a great weekend it was, how amazing it was, how much fun they had, and that's a good thing. I'm glad. I'm glad it hasn't died down yet. That people are still excited about what they saw. Still some questions about some things, and understandably so. You know, you can't cover everything within that weekend, even though they expanded it to 2 days. The event, I was just on with some of the other attendees on Yacht Club yesterday, and you know, we talked about the fact that even though it was a 2-day event instead of a 1-day event, we basically still were going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. I think we all kind of thought that the extra day was going to leave a little breathing room. And I mean, it did to a certain degree. It wasn't like the 1-day event, but the day literally started for me at 8 a.m. and it didn't end until 6 p.m. both days. And then an hour later, by 7 p.m., you were at a bar Citizen until maybe midnight for some people later. And then you just turned right back around, went to sleep for 6 hours, and got up and did it all over again. But it was a good weekend, but there's still some things that weren't discussed and weren't covered. I think one of the things in particular was the economy and Quanta. Those were two big topics that, you know, when you were in the moment, in the middle of it, it didn't cross your mind. There was so much stuff being thrown at us and so much good stuff that it wasn't until afterward that I kind of realized, you know, we didn't hear it. It wasn't even a matter of seeing Tony Z. It was just that there was nothing about the economy and nothing about Quanta, which to me are both vital to the expansion of Star Citizen, especially because of, you know, us being able to go into Pyro and the introduction of the Hull C and the introduction of some of the gameplay they showed. So I'm sure that there's something, you know, and I guess a lesson to be learned from this is how it was very quiet leading up to this, and they blew our socks off. That I could kind of figure that it's going to be the same thing when it comes to the economy and trade. That it's quiet right now because they're not ready to show us anything just yet. But as they say in the church, may not come when you want it, but it's always on time. So, you know, maybe it'll get here when it needs to get here. But anyway, we are going to get into a little bit of talking about what's happened over the past week, a little of last week too, because last Thursday, as you guys know, I was traveling. I was on my way down to CitizenCon and had a really fun time. Rode down with Gio, who I've known for many years now. We both had a nice, quiet, relaxing travel down to Los Angeles via Amtrak. And I would definitely say it was a different way to travel. Hey, what's up, Captain Jones? How are you? It was definitely a different way to travel. It was definitely relaxed. It was great to see the country. And I just opted to just say, hey, I want to just do something different this time. And it was great. Got to meet some cool people, have good conversations. But overall, it was a nice way to lead up into CitizenCon weekend. So like I said, last Thursday, I wasn't here. I didn't get to do This Week in Star Citizen or Star Citizen this week. So I'm going to play a little bit of backlogging. And you guys can kind of help me along with maybe some things I may have missed. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into all the new stuff that's taken place over the past week. So one of the things that I didn't get to do, I don't even think I watched this now that I think about it. the launch of 3.21 came up, and I know I watched the video for the A1, but I don't think I watched this one for Mission Ready. So let me play that. Let me talk about it a little bit. You guys can give me some thoughts. As always, chat is open, so if you want to come join me in the Discord and share your thoughts throughout the stream, you are more than welcome to do so. I greatly appreciate you guys being here on a Thursday as always. So let's take a look and see. Where's my mouse? I gotta make sure my mouse is in the right place. Let's take a look and see what this video was all about. Here we go. Wow. Fancy schmancy. Okay. That was pretty cool. A lot of stuff here. You know, I did go in PTU and test a lot of this stuff the week before, the couple weeks before. Obviously, this I haven't seen the new Crusader platform missions. Very curious to see how those are. The whole Siege of Orison thing was really a different thing. It was really nice, but as you guys know, they had to expand it. Outlaw missions. I know there are missions here where you have to, if I'm remembering correctly, you have to raid Korea. I don't know what the reason is or what you're doing beyond normally just going there to clear a crime stat. Well, I think you have to steal something. I think was the deal with that. The raid up at Korea, if I'm remembering correctly. I am curious about the AI here, whether they've done some enhancements. Because the AI were too easy to pick off. At least the ones outside were. Now that's something you guys can tell me if they've got this in the game. Do they have these trip mines? Are these in there now? Hey, Scavenger. Oh, you steal evidence. Oh, okay. Thanks, Scavenger. You steal evidence from there. Okay. Is this in there now? These trip mine things? I haven't seen them yet. I mean, I've seen them in like the other mission stuff, but I mean, I don't know if they're a part of this or what, but that's pretty cool if they are. Survive new consignment missions. Now, I know that they put these in the monitors. I saw those were in the PTU before I left. They started installing this new stuff when knew something was coming. I'm curious about that too. Seeing what's going on there. Okay, let me keep going. Consignment missions. Okay. Then they introduced the A1 here. Okay, cool. We'll look at the A1 in a second. Get you guys feedback on it. I haven't flown it yet. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, very cool. All right. This mission, I think I saw somebody write up a thing, some type of something saying that this latest patch is last one was kind of like a quality of life patch that people called it. And they said this patch is more of a action-packed patch. I guess it is. All is fun. A1 is fun. Okay. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we're going to spend some time on the ships because I want to get you guys feedback on that in a little bit. Hey, Shady, good to see you. Let's talk about CitizenCon. And by the way, again, if you guys want to come in and give me your feedback, you know what? If you didn't go to the event, that's fine. I really would love to hear what you guys thought, those of you who didn't go to the con, because, you know, I could talk about the con itself and there's a little bit I'll share with it. But I would really love to hear, for those of you who didn't go, your feelings when you watched the thing, what your expectations were. Did CitizenCon meet your expectations, or did it fall short? Maybe there was something more you wanted to see. Maybe you were disappointed by something. Maybe something wasn't as in depth as you would have wanted it to go. So, you know, if you guys want to click on the thingy and come into the chat, and share your thoughts with me, I definitely would love to hear it. I will kick it off by telling you that the event, it exceeded my expectations, but in a lot of other areas. As some of you guys know, this is my third CitizenCon. I went in 2016, I went in 2018, and then I went again this year. And the cool thing about that is I've been able to watch the evolution of the event in the sense of the production itself. When we went in 2016, we were at the Avalon, which is a small theater. There were just under 800 people there for it. All it was stand in line a long time, come in about an hour and a half late, start about another 30 minutes late, and then listen to about 4 hours of presentation, maybe 5 hours of presentation, and then stand around and have drinks and get your stuff signed by CIG people. That was it. That was all there was to it. There was a bar citizen the day before, right at the corner of Hollywood and Vine, at a local bar there, which was overpacked. Half of us had to stand outside because the place was just too small. But it was a good time. For those of you who need some type of milestone, that was the year that they showed the sandworm. And it was, for some people, it was disappointing. For me, I sat there in awe. I was still learning about the game. I mean, even though I'd been in the game since 2013 or following it in 2014, I was still learning a lot. And so I never walked away from the 2016 screening of everything thinking, oh, we're going to get this soon. I just knew it was something they were working on. But a lot of people felt that was going to happen with the next year. Don't get me wrong. Chris did make some promises about things, but needless to say, I didn't have the same level of disappointment as some other people. In 2018, we went to Austin, Texas. And in Austin, the project expanded even more. We were at the Austin Convention Center, one-day event. Multiple people from all over came. People, this time I met people from all, and not that the first time it wasn't the same way, but there were people from Australia, Germany, France, everything. And I think our number went from 800 in 2016 to 1,800 in 2018. And it was a one-day event again. We did have an outside, like big courtyard outside their convention center where they brought in like 5 food trucks. And this was the first time we saw the Dragonfly, or at that time it was the Yellow Jacket, full-size prop. They had a Big Benny's truck there, painted with Big Benny paint, and they had Big Benny, about 4 different Big Benny meals. This time they only had 1 this year, but there were 4. Very popular. And they also, for the first time, tested out the marketplace. At that time, there was only 4 orgs or 4 groups that were there. Test had a booth. Atlas Defense Industries, ADI, had a booth. Atmo Esports, that was the first time I got introduced to them. I remember they were just kicking off in a big way. They had a table. And Sigelian had his Altma Industries, the fueling thing there. That was all they had that year. And that was like a testing ground. A lot of people filtered through there that year. That was the year where they also had backers who came in and got their face for the facial stuff. They got their faces scanned. They brought a lot of equipment in. Meyer and several other people got to get their faces scanned to be put into the game. But anyway, that was a very cool year. And then 2019, I think they were in Manchester, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Manchester or Germany? Frankfurt? I can't remember. But that was the last year we had a physical CitizenCon. And so we haven't had one here in the States for 4 years or 5 years. Haven't had one in general in 4 years. So there was a lot of anticipation and a lot of excitement about this particular event. And all I could say is watching it grow and watching it develop, it was really, really cool. A lot of stuff. I did shoot some video. You know what? I didn't download it. Shoot. I'll have to download the video Saturday. When I do the show on Saturday, I'm going to cover some of this. So when I'm on Soul Voices on Saturday, I'll have the video. I'll let you be able to see the marketplace, see what it looked like, talk a little bit more in detail about what happened over the weekend. But again, nobody was, does anybody say anything about this weekend? I think it was great. Wish I had been there. Yeah, Cap, it was, obviously there were some people who couldn't come due to real life, right? Some people couldn't come because of finances. Some people couldn't come because of timing. But there are a lot of people I talked to who wish they would have came but they chose not to come. And maybe their expectations were it's going to be like any other CitizenCon, and they're not going to show us anything relevant, or it's just going to be a money grab for ships. But it wasn't. It was pretty significant, and it almost sounds cliche to say this was the best one ever, but it was the best one ever. When I go back and I've looked at all the other years. It was not just because of what they presented, but just the way the event was done. It's evolving each time, and now it is growing into become a major gaming event that I think might be recognized beyond just those of us who are backers. So yeah, it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. So I hope you guys had a good time watching and things that you saw on screen. And if you want to put in chat, if there was something in there that really, was the thing that knocked your socks off, the thing that you really smiled about when you saw it, drop it in chat. Let me know what it was. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about this because, like I said, CitizenCon, you guys already has been there, done that, right? We've done it. We know that they did introduce the Zeus Mk II, and they also brought out the Cutter Scout, which we'll talk about in a little bit. There was a lot of merch that they sold. Merch was very, very popular. I don't know, the people were eating up the merch this year. This little guy here, the bobblehead, extremely popular, extremely popular. I got one of these. Do I have it on me? GoMob graciously purchased some items for me because I couldn't get anywhere near stuff because I was so busy. But I got like the little, what is it called? Earbuds thing for your Apple earbuds. Star Citizen one, nice rubber exterior to it. It has a little Finley, the little whale thing. I forget what the other storm wall is called. That's not Finley, that's the other one. But that's attached to this, but I took it off because it jingles and it's kind of sharp with the little arms or wings on it. So fins, I should say. Arms or wings, fins. So anyway, I really appreciate this. This is a nice little cover. But there was tons of stuff that they got rid of over this weekend. I got a CitizenCon shirt. I think it's here. Choking myself. Let's see if it's right here, or if I have to dig for it. I don't know what I did with it, but I do have a CitizenCon shirt. That's there. By the way, if you are watching, and you went to CitizenCon, and I was told this by Buster the Destroyer last night. If you bought merchandise while you were at the event, you can tie that merchandise into your account for stuff you bought from RSI. She said that she talked to somebody at CIG who said all you have to do is submit a ticket, I guess with a photo or a copy or something like that, or something of what you purchased, and they'll add that to your account. So if you bought $300 worth of merchandise, that's $300 that goes on for you for, your level of what your contributions are as a donor. So check that out. Do it. If you got it, do it. Do it. Let's see. We already knew about this, the digital goodies pack. We already talked about the schedule. Like I said, it was a very, very busy weekend, but very, very cool. Special thanks to all the people that were there, especially the different community booths that were there. There were so many cool community people there that I wish I got to spend more time with and see. I just didn't, unfortunately. But it was very, very nice. There were some things here that I think could have been a little bit better. One of them was they had a big viewing screen. Now you can't tell from here, but there was a big viewing screen right above this area here, if my mouse is showing it. It was about 50, 60 feet. It was that big. Yeah, it was big. It might have been, but it was pretty big. And we were sitting right here. And if you can see right where booth 15 is, let me blow this up for you guys. See if I can do this a little bit better. Can I make that bigger? Not really. Okay, won't do any bigger. Okay, right where this booth is here, if you can see there's an opening here. And because we were here, we could look through this opening and we could see the big screen, which was right back here. But all these other people lost out. They didn't see anything. There were no other monitors anywhere for anybody to see. So we were fortunate. That's all I can say. We were fortunate. And the signal in the building wasn't that bad. You could watch on your phone. You could get a good signal and everything. But it was a little bit that, sad that they couldn't see something. So hopefully next time, I talked to Ulf, who was running this, and hopefully next time when they do it, that'll be one of their considerations. Because the booth, we they told us that for the opening session and closing session, the marketplace would be closed. But throughout the rest of the day, they wanted somebody at the booths. So anyway, Fastcart and I manned the booth the whole time. And we didn't mind that. It was cool. But it would have been cool for other people to be able to see and hear the show. Foul Matrix, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Good to see you. But anyway, that was that. Let's see. I blew up my screen too big, so now it's all freaked out. Let me see which way am I supposed to be going. Is it that way? That way. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing else really to tell. This is from 2019. They expanded this way more than what it was this year. So anyway, let's move right on along and let's talk about the A1. Let's take a quick look at the video for it, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Start it over. Now there's some interesting stuff in here. I know I covered this a little bit. I did cover this the other day or last week.
Whenever someone is in need of hope, you can feel it in the atmosphere. The spirit of Crusader. Keeping the universe safe and secure. Forge the future you want to see. The A1 spirit from Crusader Industries.
So let me get you guys' thoughts on this particular ship. Do you think it's overkill? A lot of people, when this first came out, I heard some people saying stuff like, well, you got an A2. I don't understand the purpose for an A1. And I don't know. I mean, to me, this gave a good example of what it's good for, because those of you who own A2s know that A2 bombs are extremely expensive. I don't know what it costs to restock this. Cap, do you know what it costs to restock this thing after you've dropped all its bombs? Because I know a A2 runs around 40,000, if I'm remembering correctly. It's not cheap to restock it. And I am curious about how bombs are deployed here. Are they dropped in groups, or are they dropped in clusters? I mean, could you say like drop 2 at a time, 3 at a time, or do you have to do them individually? If somebody's flown it and done it, let me know, because I am very curious about how these are deployed. Let's see. Let's go back here a little bit. And let's see. Let me cut that down. Let's see. Crusader Industries. Whether on patrol or lending tactical air support, the A1 Spirit's bespoke ordnance system with its payload of 10 bombs, 10, makes the ship a formidable deterrent as well as a potent defender. Its flexible design allows for a degree of improvisation that also marks the Spirit as a perfect everyday ship without sacrificing any of the functionality. I was a little surprised that this ship came out before the C1. I would have thought that the C1 would have been an easier build, just because it was the cargo variant, and then they probably would have put out this one because they had the A2, and then the E1 because that's the first one for transport. Well, kind of, I guess the Phoenix is, but yeah, for Crusader. So I was a little bit surprised that they opted to put the bomber out first, and evidently CIG's marketing people know what they're doing, because it was a very popular sale, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, FC, how are you? I gotta have the A1 for steaks. Okay. Let's see what else here. Dream big. The design and feel of the Spirit series offers a scaled down facsimile of the massive ships that put Crusader on the star map. I do like the design of these ships. They turned out really, really nice. Very sleek. Very cool. Dominate the battlefield. Based on the daisy chain system used in the iconic A2 Hercules, the compact chaplet rig utilizes twin racks with 5 bomb payloads. Yeah, again, I don't know how these are deployed. 5 costs me around 20. Whoa! Good googly moogly. Okay. So it's similar to when you're doing like a torpedo launch or a bomb, missile launch. You could say drop or launch 3, launch 2, launch up to 5. Jeez, 20,000 for 5 of them. So it's still 40 grand. Wow. Same as missiles. Okay, thank you, Cap. Yeah, very interesting. I think that they did a really good job on this. The pass on this for lighting and stuff is really cool. I think everybody loves the red glow that comes from underneath the ship, which is pretty nice, right? But think about this, a squadron of these guys coming in could bring about some pretty serious devastation in a much more controlled way. I mean, if you're using an A2, yeah, you can do the big nuke thing, but you get 3 of them, and it takes time to drop that, whereas something like this, also because of its speed, you could get away with dropping much more scattered and strategically, which would be pretty interesting to see. It'll be cool to see how people come together with using this. Even though as a single, just a single run ship, it's probably cool too. But God forbid you see like 3 of these coming at you or 4 of these coming at you at a given time. Where's Edge? Tackle the most dangerous missions with a rear-facing manual turret, front-facing laser cannons, and dual missile racks. Now, that's one of the things that was interesting about this is that this turret can either, if I'm remembering correctly, either be in a forward face or it can rear face. It goes down this track on the back, right? The cockpit. Let's see. I haven't seen this stuff. That's a real glossy look. I love the glass on these things. It's pretty cool. What am I supposed to be seeing here? The cockpit. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a cool design. That rail design is really cool in the back. Engines look great. Black color scheme is perfect for doing stealth, looking stealth bombing runs. Very, very nice. I haven't even gotten on the ship. I haven't taken this ship out. I've got it and I haven't even taken it out. Have I? No, I did take it out. I took it out and looked at it. I walked inside of it and I put it back. I haven't flown it. There's the turret. Okay. Very cool. 360-degree view from the top, if I'm remembering correctly, but only 180 from the bottom. Wow, that looks so good. The individual doors all opening. That is so cool. And these folks really, man, when they put this stuff together, it's ridiculous how good this stuff is. Okay, Crusader quality. Beautiful. Okay. Here's the gallery. All righty, what do we got there? We've got the big A2 back here, it looks like, and then we've got some A1s here. Yeah, like I said, there they go, 3 of them. Yeah, that's got to be pretty devastating. Hey, Jolly, how are you? How are you? Very cool. Yeah. Over tanks and vehicles down there. Very cool. All right. Good stuff. Delivering lots of water. Okay. I have not looked at this page yet. So 47 meters, 47.5 meters in length, 2 crew. Width is 44 meters, bomb 10 S5. Those are S5s, okay. Height is 10 meters, rear turret is S2. Special offer, the Intergalactic Expo is just around the corner. In anticipation of this event, Crusader is offering a supercharged 10-year insurance policy on every A1 Spirit standalone pledge ship, okay. In addition, every A1 Spirit pledge includes a complimentary white and blue paint scheme commemorating Crusader's new look for $29.53, assuring you'll arrive at the Expo and Crusader in style. Nice. All righty, here's the prices on this one. This is the most expensive of all of them at $175 for War Bond. If you're dropping cash. And if you want the IAE, and it's great. At least I appreciate CIG doing the IAE thing now instead of 6 months, especially with IAE just being a month away. It would be kind of ridiculous, and probably people would have just said, wait, don't buy it if it's got 6 months. So it is cool that they did that. Let's see the paint jobs. I haven't seen the paints. So they've got a red, a gray, it looks like, and a black. Valor paint, ruby paint, and resolute. Okay. I still think that black is pretty cold in general. I mean, just the plain black looks good. But yeah, very cool. And you can Warbond upgrade, which is nice. Okay. So that's that. 07's, hey, North End, how are you? Hope you're doing good. We're just doing a recap of this week and stuff that's happened since I was gone last Thursday. So I had to kind of go back a little bit, but there's the A1. Very, very cool. All right. Let's take a look at the next one here. Now, this one, we had heard that the devs were flying this around in the game last week. I do remember that, but it got officially introduced at CitizenCon. Let's see. This Cutter Scout. Now, I'm not a Cutter owner. Neither am I a Cutter fan, even though I think it's a very cool starter ship. The aesthetic for me is just a little too, I don't know what you want to call it. It's Drake. I don't know. It's like a weird, it has a nice utilitarian feel to it, actually. It almost looks like something that would have come from Argo. A little bit. The pipes and stuff and everything kind of make it Drakey. And of course the color makes it Drakey. But it almost looks like something that would have been Argo-ish, you know. But I think it's very cool. And the fact that they came up with this Scout is pretty interesting. Now they did do some reworking on this. Yeah, that's the word, Witch Docker. Clunky and chunky. That's what it is. It's clunky and chunky, but it's cool in its own way. Hey, Gladestone, good to see you. But yeah, I don't know very much about this, so let me scroll down a little bit here. We made the cutter just for you, the people, designed from the ground up to be tough, versatile, user-friendly. Perfect ship for fledgling pilots looking to find out where they fit into the universe, this universe of ours. The Scout model comes factory equipped with beefed up scanning suite that makes it perfect for pathfinding, surveying, and even reconnaissance and covert intelligence operations. We believe it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, you're an integral part of the Empire. Now, with the cutter, you too can reach the stars. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. It's not a bad looking ship. You know, it looks more funky here to me than it does in that artwork. I don't know. I don't know. I like it. You know, it's got the little bar back here in the back and everything. I don't know. I can't figure it out. There you go. This is interesting too, because this ship, even though it's a starter entry, it does come in with a career. A lot of starter ships are just, you know, the starter ship, but this one comes in with the career of being able to do scanning, and it's got these missiles. For those of you who own one of these, does the original cutter have missiles like that on it? I don't know. I've never really monkeyed around with it. Chunky. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know enough about this ship. I'm about to fly one of these one day and see what it's all about. I mean, I've flown it when it first came out to test it, but I didn't like go through all the workings on it and stuff. So I don't know. All right, let's explore the Drake. I love the fact it's got the cool VTOL, which is nice. I know they did some adjustments to the engines, and of course they did some changes on the interior. Do they still have the shields? Because, you know, the cutter has those metal shields that come out that protect it. S2s, okay. It's not bad. Missiles, okay, nice. Love the animation there. Scanning suite, which I know is inside now, the interior. Explore the Scout cutter. Cargo hold. Okay. 2 SCU of storage space. All right. So they don't show the little scanning thing here on that video. I was hoping that they were going to show that. Let's see what we got here. There's a cutter there. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is the new scanning stuff. Now, you know what? Guys, get the beer with me. I did not get to see a lot of CitizenCon. I'm still watching stuff. So I didn't get to see the new scanning that we're supposed to be able to do, but I heard the scanning is off the chain. But here, this guy's seeing all types of stuff inside the ship, which is pretty cool. Okay. Interesting paint job there. 20 meters in length, one S2 radar, size 2 radar, fit 13 meters in width, 2 size 2 weapons, 6 meters in height, 2 size 2 missiles. Okay. All right. Once again, because of IAE, they're kicking this out with 10 years of insurance as well, which is great. Very nice. I'm glad they're doing that. Okay, there's the different paint schemes on it. Okay, interesting. So this is $45 if you come in with it. That's not bad. Not bad for a cutter. Not bad. Okay. For credit, you pay $50. Okay. And the paints, the Cayman paint with the white, that's not bad. Rock slide. Wow, they've got 6 paints for this thing. Oh, that's right, because they had previous paints from before. I forgot about that. The cutter light beam paint, the wind chill paint, carnival, and pyrite. Okay. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with paints later on. I mean, these are like custom skins, but I know later we're supposed to be able to paint our own. And I wonder whether or not these skins will remain exclusive and you can't do these paint jobs. You could get the colors, but you have to do your own thing, not be able to do what they do. Cutter looks like like a bathtub. They really didn't go over much in depth on the scanning. Yeah. I know that they showed some new stuff for scanning at CitizenCon, but I missed it. I missed a lot of it. So, all right, the Scout, and you can upgrade to it as well. All right, so that's that one. Pardon me again. Okay, so that's the cutter. Here's the one that brings a lot of excitement and controversy. The Zeus Mk II. You guys know that the Zeus was a ship in lore, one of the first ships that we went into space with. Kind of looked like a extended version of the space shuttle, the United States Space Shuttle, NASA Space Shuttle. And this is a reworking of it called the Mark II. If I'm remembering in lore, there were like 4 of these, I think. I can't remember now. It's been a while since I read the Zeus lore. But this ship, I looked at this ship and said, ooh, do I want one of these? I wanted it more because of the Zeus nostalgia. But then I started looking at it and saying, well, is this ship a repeat of other things that I have? And a lot of people are finding out that a lot of what this ship does, they have ships that already do it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. The question is whether or not this is something that's better to support the game with because you really want this thing, or is it better to say, I'll just work for this when it comes out in game? I tried to look at the stats on it to determine whether or not it would fit in my fleet in some way. And to be honest with you, out of these 3 ships, you guys, if you know me, you know I'm really into trade and cargo and stuff like that. So I would think it would be this one, right? But I've got plenty of trade and cargo ships. I got a whole A, B, C. I've got a Taurus. I've got a Aquila. I've got C1. What's it called? C2. Yeah, I got a C2. I got just plenty of stuff to move stuff around in. Not to mention Starfarer, other stuff. So no to that one. I'm sorry. This is the exploration one. I'm sorry. Let me get my ships right, guys. The exploration one. I've got plenty of exploration. I've got every exploration ship there is. Okay, all the way up to Endeavor. So exploration isn't a big deal for me, even though it's cool. All right, we get over here to this one, the cargo one. I've got all the cargo stuff. What I don't have is a ship for if I want to do law enforcement. I'm not the person that would be on the pirate side, but I am the person who would be on the bounty hunter side. And so this one over here, EMR, I think that's the code for it, I'm interested in. I don't own a Cuddy Blue. I don't own a Hawk. And if I was ever to go out with some friends and say, hey, I want to do some, whether it's NPC or real bounties, this looks like the ship to get. Unlike the Hawk, it holds more than one. It's not as big as the Cuddy Blue that holds like what, 16 or 12. Has a much smaller amount, but that's fine for me because I'm not looking to go into bounty hunting as a career. But yeah, I was thinking about that one. How much is the Cuddy Blue? Cuddy Blue is expensive. It's the most expensive one. Well, next to the Steel, it's the second highest. I want to say it was like 180 or something like that. If one thing I want to know, was FC in charge of the con this weekend, or Chris? Was FC in charge of the con? Fast Cart or Chris? You lost me, Gladestone. I'm not sure which one you're asking. You have to kind of clarify. Fast Cart, between the CL and the Mercury, CL holds more, but I want more info. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. There's the CL. For those of you who are into the whole thing of exploration, is that the right? That's the Explorer, right? I think so. Yeah. It's a nice looking ship. It's grown on me, definitely. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. That's a big thing for me. Is this the one? This is the ES. I'm sorry, I said the MR. It's the ES. The ES is the one. Focus on exploration, features robust radar package, finding new discoveries and enhance the weaponry. Okay, is that right? Am I looking at it right? I feel like I'm doing this backwards. Am I getting this backwards? Let me get this right. Okay, the MR has got the EMP and quantum dampener. Okay. To neutralize hostile forces. I don't have this. I don't have anything with that. The ES. What's the ES? This is the one with the radar package. I'm so confused, guys. Which one is which? I can't figure this out. This is the CL. This is the MR. Okay, so this was the MR. This is the Explorer, right? This is the cargo, right? Am I getting it right, guys? Thank you. ES Expedition, MR Quantum's there, CL Hauler. Thank you, North End. I thought I was losing my mind for a second here. Actually, I am losing my mind. All right, so let me look at them again. MR. Okay, so that's the ES. You know what it is because I've got my screen blown up. That's why it's hard for me to tell which one is which. That's the MR. Okay. And that's the cargo. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. So this is the exterior. This is the interior. All this stuff is usually the same. The suit lockers and the cockpit. It's when you get back here that things change a little bit on the ships. So you got a crew habitation here with sleepers and everything, and you got a pretty decent cargo hold on this one. Okay, then we go to the MR, which is this one. Yeah, this is the one I think I'm interested in for bounty hunting. Looks like a good bounty hunting kind of ship. Remote turret cockpit, weapons and missiles, remote turret underside, EMP, and QED. Good. And then the interior on this one. Yeah. This one holds the prisoner transport. There are at least two of them in this one. Like I said, a Hawk has one. Got a little bit of storage area back here. There's an armory in here, which is pretty neat. And yeah, I'm digging this for bounty hunting. I'm really digging this for bounty hunting. And then there's the CL. Cargo. Very nice. This is going to be, for people maybe who've never really looked at RSI that much, they might start looking at RSI because the Connie has been like the thing for that, and that's what most people have reflected on. But, maybe people will look at these now as alternatives. Crew habitation here again, bigger cargo hold, all right? 128 SU. I thought about this one a little bit, but, I don't own a Crusader C1. I own an E1 and an A1. Again, I had so many cargo ships, there was no reason to get it. And so that's one of the reasons why I'd hold off on this one. But in time, I probably will get these in game because I'm one of those people. I was talking with Admiral Kusanagi last week. I'm one of those people that wants to have my ships kind of scattered in different places around the verse, so that if I can get to them, they're not all based at one place. Bladestone. Oh, Shady. I believe the dev said on Spectrum that the reason the CL can hold so much cargo compared to like a Max was the cargo blocks access the components here. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Own a Cuddy. Glacier owns a Cuddy Blue, but I plan on doing a lot of bounty hunting missions. Yep, that's good. North End. They did. You will have to make a decision when filling up the Shady. Yep, okay. Thanks for confirming. Okay, cool. All right. Good stuff here. The prices on these on Warbond, the prices were actually surprising when I saw these. Now the ships, they're not that big. I mean, they're big, but they're not that big. Let's see. What's the length on these things again? The height. The length on this is, it's not here. Did I miss it? Crew, shield, cargo, utility, boom. Technical specs. Exterior. They don't tell you. That's interesting. Let's see. Yeah, they don't tell you. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to see, since this is concept still. Such a weird pricing for them. Yeah, competing against what price range? I don't know. CIG, it's been interesting. CIG has not been putting out like stupidly priced ships recently. And I don't mean because of size. I mean, before you would have almost thought, like if I saw this, I would have thought they'd have been charging like $180, $200. But this is like $135. It's not that bad. It does make sense on the MR a little bit because of its capabilities. Just like the Cuddy Blue is, it was until the steel came out, it was the expensive of the three. So I kind of get that. But, the prices only adjust by what, $15 here? That's not bad. It'll be interesting to see what the fans do, what the backers come up with. And as far as the pricing for that, we'll have to see how that turns out. But anyway, that's the Zeus Mark II. CIG, interestingly enough, did not, even though there was conversation about ships, it wasn't about ship sales. It was really these three ships that were out there. The A1, the Zeus, and the Cutter. And all of them are moderately priced. Some of us were hoping that there was going to be I shouldn't say hoping. Some of us were thinking that maybe there was going to be a capital that they would introduce, because people have been asking for like an Anvil cap. Anvil, being one of the big military providers, still doesn't have a big capital ship. And maybe it'll come up, maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe they're never thinking about it. But the Liberator is it when it comes to them. RSI and Aegis are the ones that dominate in that area for right now. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. Okay. Last but not least, is that it? I think that is it. Yeah. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm missing something here. Am I? Let me think. No, I'm not missing something. Okay. So real quick, I wanted to show you guys, at least I wanted to. Let me see. Do I still have it here? I had it queued up and now I don't. Let me cue this up for you guys. I'm just going to show some of these. Well, maybe I'll go through the bulk of them. I don't know. This was from CitizenCon weekend. Hey, Black Intellect, good to see you. I've been fascinated with this week watching these gaming normies. Yeah, Discover. Yeah, I know. I'm going to talk a little bit about that on Saturday. Because there are a lot of people who are, and I'm going to say something, Black Intellect. I don't want to say this the wrong way. There's a part of me that's been fighting off over this last year. I've been fighting off being salty. And the reason why I've been fighting off being salty is it's like we've been around here trying to wave the flag and let people know about this game, and then all of a sudden, all these people are coming in now, right? And they're like, oh, Star Citizen, I've been gone the last 5 years and I'm coming back. And I'm kind of like giving them the side eye, like, yeah, now you want to come back, I'm glad that people are finding out about the game. I actually am. But I know I've been feeling a certain kind of way because some of us have had to ride the craziness and the waves and the criticisms and everything else, but that's okay, Not just ignoring us, but calling us crazy cultists. Yeah, I know. There will be, and you're right, Gladestone, there's always going to be somebody who's got negative who's going to be critical, and it's okay to be critical. I'm not against the criticisms, not by any means, because you have to hold the company accountable when they're doing stuff, and that's okay. It is interesting though to see what's happened this week after CitizenCon. I'll tell you one thing that's really interesting. I was watching Asmongold's video, and I know a lot of you guys have seen it. If you haven't, check out Asmongold's review where he's watching Squadron 42. And something happens in his chat that's very interesting. There are people in his chat who don't know, and even Asmongold wasn't completely sure at first, that Star Citizen and Squadron 42 were part of the same universe. And I've mentioned this before, that one of my concern was that when people talk about Star Citizen is delayed, Star Citizen has not been delayed. Squadron 42 has been delayed. But because people use those two titles interchangeably, people will talk about when is Star Citizen coming out. And the reality is, the question they should have been asking is, when is Squadron 42 coming out? Now, don't get me wrong, they're both in development and they're in development together. But the persistent universe, CIG has said several times that they will be continually working on that. Their level of the game being ready is when there's stability and it's game feature complete, but it will always be expanded. As to Squadron 42 is a standalone game. It goes through the typical things of beta and it gets a release and a launch. And then after that, DLCs or whatever come out later. So it was interesting to see that a lot of these people did not understand about the development. All they knew was Star Citizen is a scam, or it's never coming out, or they'll never finish it, or they won't be able to do it. So as people were watching Asmongold and he was talking to them, they started to figure it out. Some of the other things that they didn't figure out, many of them thought that what they were looking at was a cinematic, or that it was stitched together. They did not believe or know that everything they were looking at was in-engine. And so it was kind of good that CIG put in that lower left corner the descriptions of what people were seeing, because for those of us who are in the game, we kind of get it when we see it. But people who don't know would have thought that that was just a cinematic and not in engine. So it's cool. Now, you know who else saw it? Dr. Disrespect saw it. And Dr. Disrespect had already been asked about the game previously, and he didn't throw any shade at it. He says it's ambitious. It's a lot that they want to do. And if they're able to pull it off, great. You know, he says, I'm going to sit back and wait and see. There are other big streamers who've kind of taken that same position as well. And so the ones who are business minded, who get it, who don't get pulled into hype, are smart enough to say, let's just see what happens. And they're the ones who are now able to go to it with a very objective eye and say, wow, Asmongold was taken back by it, what he saw. He literally, if you haven't seen it, watch it. He was really, really impressed by what he saw. And these are people who play all types of games. You guys know that. But what was also interesting in his chat were the people who were all funny about it when the video started. And by the time he gave his stamp of approval to it, those people started toning down. All of the shade was starting to diminish the more and more he was impressed by the game. So to a certain degree, there's a certain level of vindication, I guess you could say. And true, the game's not out yet. Proof is still not in the pudding. It's not until we get it in our hands, because there's a lot of games that come out that we think are going to be great, and they come out and they're okay, or they're mediocre, they're average, or they disappoint us. So, you know, there's still some, let's wait and see. But so far, what we did see is enough to make people feel a little more confident about the development process. Not business minded, but those who at least understand the work and programming that goes into it. Yeah. And North End, what I mean by business minded, I mean more about their business, you know, their stream. You know, you can't go in talking a lot of crap, and then a year later, you're playing and raving about the game. Your people are going to talk about you badly. So if you're smart, you'll say time will tell. You know what I mean? It will just, let's see what happens. Let's see if they're able to pull it off. Let's see what it's like when we get it in our hands. But a lot of people, I saw a lot of streamers in the early days get on board with that scam thing. And now they're going to have to eat crow with their fans, or they're not going to play the game. They're going to say, well, I don't want to play it just for the sake of saving face, you know? So we'll see. We'll see. One thing I'm glad Derek Smart, his face. Well, I don't know. You know, the thing about Derek Gladstone is that Derek was a long time ago. And there are a lot of fans and a lot of people who don't know who he is, don't know what happened with all that stuff. And so it's going to be water under the bridge at this point. But for those of us who were around back then, you know, we remember and we know. The Hold the Line trailer is nearly 1 million views. Yeah, I know it was at 800,000 the other day, Black Intellect. And I know it's going to, we figured it's going to probably hit 1 million. That's going to help them a little bit. Yeah, Commander 41. Yeah, don't burn any bridges. You never know, right? What's going to happen in the future, right? It's better not to mention Charlie. It's better not to mention his name. Yeah, definitely. All right, let me show you guys some of these pictures real quick. You know, some of you guys know Soul Citizens went down, and we attended the event. And I'm just going to show a few of these. I'm going to show probably a little. I'm trying to pull together a little video thing, but I'm going to show a few of these. This was Yo-Yo Mag. You guys know she's a content creator, really cool person. She did some, this was her first time going to CitizenCon, and she got to hang out there. There's our good buddy FC, as he's leaving his hometown on the East Coast, heading toward Los Angeles. And there he is there, arriving in Los Angeles. This was me. Somebody took a picture of me. I can't remember who it was. I think it's Goma. I was walking into the venue. When you came into the venue, they had the thing set up like you were coming into the station at Pyro. And, the station's called Checkmate. And when you come in, you came through all this fog and lights and sound effects and everything. There's Abdi Johan with Gomob at our table, hanging out. This was us hanging out. Who is that? Pressing DJ. I know I'm not pronouncing any of that correctly, but I'll just stop at Pressing. Pressing ad. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. A lot of cosplayers. Cosplayers this year stepped their game up big time. Big time. Very, very cool. Just really, I can't tell you how much the cosplay has stepped up, as you can see. Now, these folks, one of our good friends, Director Gunner, was there, had a table with, he had all these different masks that people could try on and stuff. I mean, they put in so much work into this stuff this time. It was on a whole nother level. Hey, Mal, how are you? These guys were great. I thought they were great. They're actually an org, and they actually are, their org is like Nine Tails. It was good to see you too. I hope you got some rest. Long weekend. Watching at home and at the shows. Long weekend. But their ties, you guys saw them, they actually moved, which I thought was so cool. You know, very, very cool. This was us hanging out with Aaron Roberts. There's Fist to Face and Pops in Space on the left. Red Wolf from Test Squadron right behind me. Fast Cart next to me. And of course, you guys know Aaron Roberts. He was there. And he's a quiet guy. You know, he's just kind of, it's funny because if people don't, everybody knows Chris, but if, you know, for new people, they don't know who Aaron is. They don't know he's the other half of the team, you know? So it's pretty good. Yep. Just to rephrase, was great to see you. Yeah, I know what you meant on the Twitch stream. Yeah, that's why I said whether you were at home or there. I know what you meant. Don't worry. Let's see. Nate from Natronics. This is the guy who does the EEE Studios stuff with Overclocked. He came by and saw us, and he brought Ava with him. Ava is going to be, they're doing a live action version of Overclocked. There's a great trailer out, little short teaser trailer out, but he's looking to make sure that it gets produced with such high quality that he is able to get it on Rust. So hopefully, we're hoping that he does it, because talented guy. We've watched him from his very first video evolve into what he is now, and it's just been amazing. I mean, he's just done a great job with this stuff. There's Gomob writing the full scale or 3/4 scale Dragonfly. They gave it a new pyro paint job this time versus the yellow from last time. It's a big model. And there's Gomob hanging out with Paul Shelley, the Astropub in the back. Sigelian this year changed up his gear and went for the Admiral look from Star Citizen. And then that's Buster the Destroyer. She was dressed up as a hot dog. Not a double dog, but a hot dog. She had a lot of fun with her stuff. There's Morphologists and Space Tomato and the Poets taking a pose. And there's Fast Cart hanging out with Falas. Some of you guys remember Falas. She was part of the community, but she ended up getting hired and she works at CIG as well. Let's see. There's Fast Cart hanging out with, oh God, what's his name? Fast Cart, what's his name? I'm forgetting. Shoot. I'm trying to remember names that kick in the head. Bayor, thank you. Bayor of Red. You guys know Bayor from CIG. Thank you, Fast Cart. All righty. Another pose there, Space Tomato, Paul with Go Mob. And there's the team when they were leaving out. Got a chance to talk with Chris for a hot second, shake hands with him, take a photo with him. And there's the mob all together there, hanging out. Just, again, a lot of cool people there. Enterprise back there in the back. He went to Twitch and then TwitchCon and then came over here. It was pretty cool. And there's the poets hanging out with Fast Cart again. And this was us giving Chris Roberts. We presented Chris with a memento for the occasion. It was a decanter, whiskey, wine, bourbon decanter, whatever you want to put in it. But it read Radagast 2953, presented to Chris Roberts for your persistence from the Soul Citizens. And that was from us to him. Okay. And more pictures at the after party. This was at the CIG LA studios, hanging out there once again with a lot of folks in the background. And again, Fast Cart, as always, gets all the good pictures with everybody. I'm not going to go through all these pictures because a ton of them. I will show them hopefully on Sunday when we do our review show. And I'll let the folks that were there hopefully talk about these pictures as well. But it was really, 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 really good. Okay, had a really good weekend. Made in Ariana. Just really, really great photos here. Fast Cart gets to take pictures with all the ladies. Anyway, that is that. So I took this one, Fast Cart, because you guys weren't smiling on this one. I was a little bit better on this one. So anyway, that's it. There's Fast Cart with Chris again. But again, I'll show the rest of these over the weekend. So you guys make sure you tune in so you guys can see them. Okay. Let's see. Other than that, I think that is about it. Yeah. We're going to be wrapping things up this weekend. Tonight, don't forget, is our Thursday show. Bit Juta, what's up? What's up? Thank you for that follow. Appreciate that. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time, Fast Cart will be on with Soul Talk. You guys go visit the Soul Citizens channel, both on Twitch or YouTube. He'll be there giving his thoughts and review with folks that I'm sure usually, as a matter of fact, I know some of the people that are going to be on will be people who attended the event. You'll get to hear some feedback from them about what happened over the weekend. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be doing Soul Voices, and I too will be talking a little bit about what happened over the weekend. So you guys definitely want to come by on Saturday as well at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Sunday, we're going to be doing our review of CitizenCon. Now we're going to do it a little bit different this time because there was so much information this time around. What we're going to do is give you as you guys know, we did a little reaction video while we were there. We're going to be doing more of a reactions and talking about the event itself, just CitizenCon, the event. And then over the next few weeks, going through November, leading up to IAE, we're going to do breakdowns on all the presentations, and we're going to discuss those and talk about, what we learned, because there was just so much information to take in. Everybody who went to the con basically came back saying, I got to go back and rewatch everything because there was just too much stuff. There was just a lot of stuff to take in. And it was almost overwhelming, to be honest with you. So just keep that in mind. This Sunday will be an overview of our experience, especially I'm hoping that some of the people who never went to CitizenCon are the ones to talk about it. But we're going to be talking about that first. And then each week after that, we're going to go over the different sessions, and you guys will be able to follow along with us when we do that as well. Okay? So that's going to be that. All righty. Well, I want to say thank you guys for being here and for hanging out as always. I'm going to send you guys over to our good friend Space Tomato. So when you get over there, let Space Tomato know that you came over from Griff. And you guys know Space Tomato. He's an awesome person. Got to meet him and his wife at CitizenCon. They're just such cool people. They're same cool as you see on screen, just as cool in person, if not more. Thank you guys for being here. FC, hope you're getting some rest too. Victoria, good to see you. There's Victoria out there. All right, you guys have a great day, a great Thursday. Don't forget to tune in this week to the rest of our shows. And as always, peace, love, and soul. See you soon. Ciao.